guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy, he's about 27 years old, and he's going to share his story about how he got involved with a woman around 2014, thought everything was cool in their relationship, and he's going to get into here how initially early on, she obviously was a little bit of an effinist. Now, we all can joke saying there's no such thing as a little bit of an effinist. It's kind of like somebody can't be a little bit pregnant. They either are or they're not. Just the same thing with effinist, but okay. And she was a writer for some women's empowerment online magazine. If that doesn't say everything. But anyhow, in the beginning, everything was cool. And then things started to change in the relationship. Certain world events happened. And she started becoming pretty much impossible to live with. So finally, he had enough. And he tossed her ass to the side of the road. He was done with her. Good. He moved on. He did something that we're all proud of. Got rid of her because being involved with an effinist is going to bring nothing but misery. However, a few years later, runs into her because they have some real mutual friends. And guess what? She wants to get back together. But you're going to wait till you see why. Wait till you see the real reason why she wants to get back with him. No surprise there. She, in the time they were apart, had relations and had a kid. And now she wants him to be dating her because she's a single MOM. And she's looking for a father figure. But this guy, as you can imagine, he's not having it. And he's curious about how he thinks he should handle it. Does he handle things right? Because obviously they have a bunch of friends together, and some friends think they don't blame him. Other friends think that he's in the wrong. Whole bunch of shit. But the bottom line is this guy has always acted right with his gut. And so I'm going to go over his story here. And so if any of you guys happen to follow a situation like this, you'll know what to do. So it starts off saying, good day, SSM. I've been watching your videos daily, and you even motivated me to start going to the gym again. Good for you, bro. All guys should work out one way or another. Doesn't mean you got to be doing crazy squats and deadlifts and bench pressing multiple times a week, but you got to do something. Push-ups, jogging, bicycling, anything. Just keep yourselves fit, but good for you. I found your channel while trying to find some entertaining videos on the web one night, and I've stuck around ever since. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your support. I'm reaching out to you today because I want to share the things that have been going on in my life and maybe ask some advice from you and your followers. Okay, guys, he's asking for help, so pay attention here. And at the end, this is going to be audience participation. You guys can help out with some advice. I am a 27-year-old software engineer for an e-commerce website. I was dating a girl named Liz, a 29-year-old female, until 2017. We started dating around 2013. We met when our careers were just starting. Liz was an article/editor/writer for a women's empowerment website back then, while I was a website developer for a small business. The fact that she was working an editor for a women's empowerment website should have told you everything you needed to know. But obviously back then you probably didn't know what you know now, but now you do know. And guys, anytime you meet a girl and she happens to be doing something like that, or those are her favorite magazines and all that, run. Run for the hills, because it's not going to go well. We met through mutual work friends and hit it off. For the first 2 years of our relationship, it was amazing. Well, that's usually kind of how it goes, at least especially the first 6 months. We played off each other so well, and she was amazing in the sack. Cool. Good for you. However, and here's the big however, around 2016, I don't know exactly why, but she became super political. She became what you would know as a hard ass. Dude, I'm surprised you don't know what happened. In 2016, Donald Trump became president of the United States. And that was the moment where women that normally, weren't really into things like that, all of a sudden overnight became a bunch of effinists. They all suddenly started watching CNN, MSNBC 24/7. I'm sure many of you guys probably know some gals that are like that. They started going to these marches and other things like that, posting incessantly on Facebook. You get the point? That's what happened. Mr. T was elected president, and then off we go. Even though she was successful in her career and lived a pretty good life, she would always complain about something or someone. Translation, she felt the world was wrong because Mr. T was president, and she was angry and wanted to blame people, and you know who she wanted to blame. Eventually, she started blaming me for things in her life. Told you. Because you're a man. You're ruining everything. Every time she did this, we would argue, then eventually make up. One day, I realized how messed up our relationship was when I found one of her articles, and it basically her bashing me online while using a fake name. Not cool, and I'm sure you were a good boyfriend to her the whole time. But she's angry and got sucked into all this drama BS from the, let me tell you, in 2016, it was a dream come true for the Fness movement. They were rallying new members, getting them all worked up, and the media was enjoying every freaking minute of it. When Trump was elected president, that was like 10 Christmases and 10 birthdays for the media. And Twitter, I might add. They acted like they hated him. He was a dream come true to them. And when he left, they're not making as much money. So she was blasting him in an article. At that point, I had enough and I broke it off with her. Of course, Liz tried to defend herself and said it was just my ego fragilely talking. But I was firm and I kicked her out the very next day. Good for you. And notice how she tried to twist it around and make you the bad guy. With your male fragile ego. That's how they operate. That's how they talk. That's their thinking. You can't reason with them. They're like the Terminator. They can't be bargained with. They can't be reasoned with. And they absolutely will not stop ever until you are dead. That's what they said about the Terminator. That's what Kyle Reese said to Sarah Connor. It's the same thing with Fness. Ever since then, I have found total peace. Yeah, I bet you have. I still casually hook up, but I don't think I could ever go back to long-term dating anymore. Also, because my mental health had drastically improved, I was able to get promoted to my company, and I'm now in charge of a couple of teams and direct lines with offshore clients. Good for you, brother. You've been on your grind, your purpose. That's sweet. I'm proud of you. I still kept some sort of contact with Liz because we had the same group of friends, nothing too major. I just see her at some social events, but we don't talk to each other anymore or see each other on purpose. Good. Stay away from her. Up until recently, that is. What I tell you guys, they always come back. I was invited to a Thanksgiving after party last November. We had a lot of drinks, and when the party was getting good, I was approached by Liz, who wholeheartedly apologized to me about her bitchiness during our relationship. Okay. I'd say thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you later. I forgave her and said it was all in the past. I'm not the type of person who holds grudges, and at the time she seemed sincere. Well, it shows you're a good guy. You're not going to hold grudges. Walking around being pissed off all the time, holding grudges is not very ideal. But sometimes someone does you wrong. You may forgive, but you don't forget and you use that lesson to pay attention to red flags out there so it doesn't happen again. And you're going to see here, he had a good reason not to stay in contact with her and kick her to the curb a few years earlier. Liz told me listen to this. Liz told me she hasn't found any other guy that made her feel loved or special, and asked if we could be friends again, and hopefully it'll lead to a better, healthier relationship. No way, Jose. You had your chance. And no shit she couldn't find anybody better, because guess what? Nobody wants to be with an Fness. Nobody wants to be with someone that constantly is carrying on about the injustice of the world and is always insulting guys and trying to be some ball buster in their relationship and babbling on about politics 24/7. That's what these types are like. And many of you guys, unfortunately, may know what I'm talking about there. So no shit she didn't find anybody. I flat out said no to the relationship, and maybe we could work on being friends again. I would have done that. I wouldn't have been a jerk about it, but I'd say, nah. The party got wild, but since I lost a bet earlier in the night, I was the designated driver for a friend and didn't drink heavily. Liz tried to kiss me when she got shit-faced drunk, but I declined, instead opting to just share a selfie with her. Good. Before you say anything about my choices, I just want to defend myself by saying that during that time, I was under the belief that Liz was genuinely sorry for what she had done and wanted to make amends. It's because you're a good guy, that's why. And you haven't lived long enough. I believe in giving people second chances, so I decided to let her back into my life for a bit. There's situations where people can get a second chance. But when it comes to old flames, old girlfriends, there's a reason they're the ex-girlfriend. Because they didn't work out the first time. People don't change. And this guy's obviously going to see here real quick. She didn't change. But he learned something, and now his experience will help you guys learn something. The party finished, and we all went home. Everyone was talking about me and Liz. Of course they were, because what else are people going to do but gossip about their friends? The next day, I received a message from Liz asking if we could meet up for brunch. Well, she doesn't waste any time. I said sure, just to put on a show of good faith, and our meeting went really well. I felt like I was talking to the Liz I fell for back in 2014. Because she's putting on a show for you, bro. They're Jedi Masters of that stuff. She asked if I wanted to hook up, but I declined and said that if we're trying to rebuild something, I'd rather start as friends rather than rushing to hookups. She looked disappointed, but also agreed. Gee, why could she be rushing things so fast? What could possibly be going on behind the scenes? Unless you are a stud and she just couldn't wait to get in bed with you. When I took Liz home after our brunch and she asked me if I would give her another chance to be together again, I said I'm currently thinking about it, but I was open to the idea if everything went well again like today. Well, obviously you learned, dude. This is until I saw her 1-year-old child. Ding, ding, ding. Now we know the reason why her sense of urgency. When Liz was getting out of my car, she was greeted by an old lady, I think it was her mom, and a baby that she kissed on the forehead. I went into detective mode very quickly and pulled up her social media. I found out that she had a baby last year, got pregnant in 2019, and her timeline was flooded with motherhood articles. Well, it's interesting if you guys have mutual friends that you didn't hear about it somehow, unless they knew not to talk about her with you or something like that. But okay. In any case, this was a huge deal breaker for me. Yes, it is. You don't need that. It's not your problem. That's some other dude's problem. It's not your job to go back and be the honorable guy and help her raise this kid. But a lot of people think that they should, and you're going to see here how this goes. I don't or won't ever date single MOMs. Got to be careful what I say here, guys. YouTube is picky about that particular word. I know it's ridiculous, but it is what it is to be here on YouTube. I don't want to deal with the bio daddies and the baggage of it all. Liz had forgotten her purse in my car and went back to get it. She asked me if I was free for another time, but I quickly refused. She tried to pester me about why I was so different and harshly rejecting her now, but I just told her I wasn't interested anymore. She knows why. She just wants to dig it out of you, and then she can make you out to be the bad guy. She quickly realized it was because I saw her child, and she asked me what was wrong with being a single MOM and dating men, and dating them. I was blunt, and I told her I wasn't interested in meeting again and just give her bag back, and then left in a huff. She's probably like, well, I'm leaving. You had your chance with me. It's not your problem, man. You don't need that. And thank God you've experienced enough, and you obviously were I assume that you probably found my channel after you did this, but or if you've been watching me for a while, hopefully I helped you, but so many guys want to be the white knight, Captain Saba, you know what, and they would go into relationships like this, and it's just ridiculous. You know, there's plenty of great girls out there that don't have, if you're a relationship type of guy, maybe one day you want to have a family. Now here's the deal, I'll make this clear. I know some single MOMs, and I know some that are nuts. I know some that are really cool and have their shit together and all that. But still, there's a lot of baggage going along with that, with dating one of them. And it's not your job to be the savior and help save them and raise somebody else's kid. I know some great dudes that are great stepdads to, they married a woman that was single with a kid, and they were great stepdads to them. But I know some that married, and they were the stepdad, and they were completely pee-whipped by their wives. But these were also the guys that, let's just say, weren't James Bond with the women, and they met this pretty gal who had a kid, and they figured, hey, I got the pretty girl. Okay, I'll be the dad, and guarantee you, she doesn't treat him the same way that she treated the real baby daddy. You get my drift here? So it's not your job, and you shouldn't let anybody make you feel like you're in the wrong for that. Do what's best for you. A lot of people in life, they don't do what's best for them because they feel like they have to do this, do the right thing, or be honorable. And I'm not saying go doing harmful things, but you got to take care of yourself first. Anyhow, he says, well, you can imagine she spread what had happened like wildfire, and my friend group is split on this whole thing. Most of my friends, both male and female friends, think that Liz is insane for wanting me to date her, even though she had another man's child, while some others, most if not my progressive female friends, think that Liz deserves a chance with me, and there's nothing wrong with dating a single MOM. Instead, there's something wrong with me. Well, of course, her female friends, not to mention her progressive friends, think that you should do this. Do not listen to them. Who cares what they think? Fuck them. If they don't like you for this, don't talk to them again. Really. It is far better to be alone, guys, than to deal with a-holes in your social life. Okay? You reach a point, guys, that if you're happy alone and you got a great life going for it and you focus on your purpose and you have things you enjoy, hey, if you're on people and they're a pain in the ass or trying to change you or whatever happens to be, goodbye. I've learned to do that. And believe me, it's very peaceful. And as for the progressive friends, newsflash, you can't ever argue with it. You can't even reason with a progressive. I had this conversation the other day with a friend of mine. He's a conservative guy like me. And good luck trying to... He has some people that... He knows obviously some people that are progressives. I do too. And good luck trying to reason with them. They're extreme and they just see things one way and that's it. I try to explain my sentiments. You don't owe anybody an explanation, brother. Most of my friends understand, while some call me an a-hole. Screw them. Liz is apparently heartbroken and disappointed at me for being my bigoted views, but I don't really care about her. Good. She's tried to reach out to me, but I haven't responded. Don't. I don't really give a crap about what my woke friends say about me, but this is causing all sorts of drama on my end. SSM, how do I navigate the situation? If you were in my shoes, what would you do? I just want to hear your opinion on this matter. Okay, I kind of answered it, but I'll do it again. So, pretty much, you're on the right path. You're doing well for yourself. Awesome. You kicked her ass to the curb a few years ago because her effing views and her attitude and treat you like crap. Good. Okay, there's a reason she's your ex-girlfriend. Because she pushed you too far, you saw her true colors, and she's toast. Now, I know you wanted to give her a chance to be the good guy, but once you obviously found out that she had a kid, that's it, done. But obviously she had a motive to really push this quickly because she wanted help. Okay, it's not your job. It's not your job to do that, okay? And if other people don't like that, too bad. And if they're actually calling you names, if they're actually calling you an a-hole like you said there, I'd have nothing to do with them anymore. I'd tell them to F off, don't talk to me again, we're done. End of story. It is not your job to be the savior, to be the white knight, the Captain Save-A-Bitch. Don't be that guy. Okay? End of story. It's not that hard. And if you may so-called lose some friends, it's worth it. Because the people that are on your side, they'll still be on your side. But the ones that aren't on your side over something like this, they never were your friends to begin with. But guys, in life, you're going to have a lot of people come and go in your life all the time. Okay? So even if some people are exiting your life for, like, say, a situation like this, some people that you were friendly with, and now they're calling you an a-hole because of your own personal business. It's not their business, but they got to make it their business because they're progressives. If they're all of a sudden a problem, people that you were friendly with before, you're done. Move on. You'll find new people. And if down the road some of those new people are a pain in the butt, or some of them are, you get rid of them. Constant circulation. Nothing's permanent in this world, guys. It really isn't. You know, throughout my life, I've lived in lots of places, I made friends with lots of people, I've had friends, and then I had friendships just, run their course, so to speak, and, it is what it is. You enjoy yourself with the friendships at that time period, and if they don't work out, they don't work out, but you don't let yourself get too attached and hold on to people that just cause turmoil and drama in your life. Okay, a lot of people do. A lot of people would rather have turmoil and drama and crappy friends than be alone. And I think that's the worst thing possible. That's why when you get to a place, like I said earlier, you can be alone and don't care and don't need people, you got it made. It's perfect. But it's helpful to have a purpose and passion and do things that you really enjoy. Because that way you can make yourself happy. And then everybody else coming into your life, it's like a big bonus. That's where I'm at in my life, but it's taken me a few years to get here. I've always been a loner since I was a kid, and I've learned lessons of people and human nature, over the years. But now I'm in this place, I'm as happy as can be. So I would just cut her off, don't have anything to do with her, don't listen to those friends. I'd cut those people, the people that are calling you an a-hole and sticking their nose in your business, cut them off. End of story. Stick with it and hang out to people that have your back and aren't going to bring drama into your life. Because you're a busy guy. You're on your grind. You're doing so. You're 27, for God's sakes, and you're in charge of a couple teams at work. Sky's the limit in terms of your options in life. So keep moving forward, and you'll learn. And don't date any effinists. And be careful with those second chances on ex-girlfriends. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. He requested some opinions. So, guys, we'll have a little audience participation here. So, by all means, chime away with your views on this. And it'll help this guy out because I guarantee he's going to read every comment. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.